Why do I love affirmations so much? Because they're easy and they work. I do not subscribe to things having to be difficult or me having to struggle in order for me to be worthy. I rebuke struggle. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie. I help people live their best lives by becoming their best selves. Don't forget to click subscribe because I make new videos twice a week, every week, that can help you level up mentally, physically, and spiritually. With me on your side, you are going to create a life that looks good on the outside. It's a life that you want to Instagram, but more importantly, it's a life that feels good on the inside, because what is the point of having an Instagrammable, beautiful life if you feel like shit on the inside? No. Today is Mindset Monday. Every Monday I make new videos with actionable tips and tricks to help you master the mind, because until you master the mind, you cannot master your life. Mastering the mind is the most important thing that you can do if you want to change your life. And if you want to master your mind, affirmations are the easiest thing that you can do to master your mind. Affirmations are the most simple way to reprogram your subconscious mind. They are very simple. They are very easy. All you have to do to use affirmations is formulate positive statements. That's it. That's it. You're like, Jackie, that's it? But that's actually kind of hard. Yes, I get it. That is often the hardest part. I started using affirmations about 3 years ago, and the hardest part was just formulating those sentences. I had such a negative mindset that it was really difficult for me to sit back and write positive statements, especially about myself. At first, it almost feels like we're fraudulent or phony. It feels like we're being fake. I suggest starting off just picking a few that you know in your heart are deep down are true. Something as simple as, I am a good person. I am a good person. I am a kind person. That is a great affirmation to start with. I also suggest that when you are first starting affirmations, you pick like 5, 10, maybe 20 max that you know deep down are true, and stick to those same affirmations and make that your daily affirmation practice until it's like second nature, until you don't even have to read them or write them, until you have those down and memorized. Give it about a month or so. And some examples of those affirmations might be, I am constantly learning and growing. I am making positive changes in my life. Deep down, you might be like, no, I'm not making positive changes in my life. I have a negative life. But if you are taking the time to use a positive affirmation, you are making a positive change in your life. Another one might be, I am open to new opportunities and experiences. And again, if you are doing something different for yourself, like starting an affirmation practice that you never had before, that is an affirmation that is very true to you. Now, after you settle on that list of affirmations that work for you, 5, 10, 20, I would say 20 absolute max, you have to create the practice that works for you. And this is where it will differentiate for everyone. I have it over here. For me, I write my affirmations. And affirmations work for me when they are written. Writing affirmations works for me. It doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. Some people like to recite them out loud, and that works for them. Other people like to put them on Post-its all over their mirror and then read them in the mirror. That works for them. Other people will record themselves speaking them out loud and then listen to an audio playback of their own voice with the affirmations. That can be a little bit difficult for some people. So other people choose to listen to someone else's version of a recorded affirmation soundtrack. There are thousands of affirmation soundtracks on YouTube. There are thousands of affirmation soundtracks on a free app called Insight Timer. When it comes to affirmations, you have to find the way that works for you. So whether you're writing them down, whether you're reciting them, whether you're listening to them, you find what works for you and you stick to it. Obviously, writing them down works for me. That's just what has worked for me. The next step couldn't be any easier if we tried, because it is very literal. It is repetition. You just repeat them. And like I said, you pick those 5, 10, or 20 affirmations and you stick to them every single day. Sometimes you might want to even consider doing them more than once a day. This is a very simple practice that is not time consuming. It has a huge yield of results for the time investment. When it comes to changing our lives, changing our mind, a lot of those things take a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. Writing these down is the most minimal effort that you can do. All you have to do is write, or all you have to do is listen. All you have to do is say them out loud. It could not be any easier. And that's why I think so many people write them off and they don't participate in them, because they are almost too easy. It's like, oh, that's not gonna work. It only works if you bring in consistency. And this is where so many people say that it doesn't work, is because they weren't consistent with it. And if you're not consistent with affirmations, they are not going to work. You need to be consistent with them. I say to do them every day, sometimes even twice a day. I mean it. You can afford to put 10 minutes a day aside to make your life better. And this is the easiest 10 minutes that you can do. I'm not asking you to dig into your shadow. I'm not asking you to identify your shitty thought patterns. I'm not asking you to point out where you fuck up in relationships. I'm asking you to take 10 minutes a day to just be with some affirmations. If you want affirmations to work, you have to work for them. You have to make it a consistent practice. Expanding on the consistency, I highly, it's so important. I very strongly recommend that you do this first thing in the morning. The subconscious mind is more receptive to whatever we give it in the morning. So first thing in the morning, you haven't checked your phone, very important. Do not check your phone. Do not check the news. Do not talk to anyone. Stay in bed even. Do this practice from bed. Repeat your affirmations as the first thing you do every morning. And then you also don't have an excuse to not get it done, because it's the first thing you do and you're done, then you're done. And then you've worked to reprogram your subconscious mind. You've worked to better yourself before you even got out of bed. And it took you less than 10 minutes. How easy, how amazing, and how easy is that? The subconscious mind is so important. I've been talking about it a lot lately. I did a video about how powerful the subconscious mind is, because our subconscious mind controls about 90 to 95% of the things that we do, from our thoughts, from our actions, from our behaviors. Our subconscious mind is controlling everything. And until we learn how to control our subconscious mind is in the driver's seat of our life. And affirmations are the easiest and best way to take that power back and to put yourself in the driver's seat of your own life. These affirmations bypass the subconscious mind, consciously program the subconscious mind to be the reality that you want it to be. If we want to control our lives, we have to learn how to control our subconscious mind. And if you want to control your subconscious mind, the best place to start is with affirmations. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Again, my name is Jackie. I make videos that help people live their best life, to create a happier, healthier, more fulfilling life that feels good on the inside. I make videos twice a week, every week, so don't forget to click subscribe, and I will see you soon.